There's something they never taught you. Something that sounds selfish. Something that goes against everything you were raised to believe. Think about yourself. Always. Not sometimes. Not when it's convenient. Always. And I know what you're thinking. That's selfish. That's wrong. Good people don't think about themselves first. But here's the truth they won't tell you. If you don't think about yourself, no one else will. If you don't protect your energy, no one else will. If you don't honor your vision, no one else will. Because most people are too busy thinking about themselves. And the ones who aren't, they're waiting for you to think for them, to solve their problems, to carry their burdens, to sacrifice your dreams so they can feel comfortable. And that's not love. That's not service. That's self-erasure. Thinking about yourself is not selfish. It's survival. It's wisdom. It's the foundation of everything you'll ever build. Because you cannot give what you don't have. You cannot pour from an empty cup. You cannot lead others to a place you've never been willing to go yourself. So think about yourself. Think about your health, your peace, your growth, your purpose, not at the expense of others, but as the foundation for serving others well. Because when you think about yourself first, you become stronger, clearer, more capable, and from that place of strength, you can actually help people. Not from obligation, not from guilt, but from overflow. Here's what most people get wrong. They think putting others first makes them noble. But all it does is make them exhausted, resentful, empty. And emptiness cannot serve anyone. Thinking about yourself is not about ignoring others. It's about honoring the person you're responsible for most. You're the one who has to live with your choices. You're the one who has to carry your dreams. You're the one who has to face yourself in the mirror every single day. So why would you make yourself the last priority? Why would you give everyone else the best of you and keep the scraps for yourself? Why would you spend your life building everyone else's dreams while your own die quietly in the background? That's not virtue. That's tragedy. And it's time to stop. Think about yourself. Think about what you need, what you want, what lights you up, what drains you, what you're willing to tolerate, what you're no longer willing to accept, and then act on it. Not tomorrow. Not when it's easier. Because your life is not a rehearsal. This is it. And every day you spend putting yourself last is a day you'll never get back. Let's talk about what happens when you start thinking about yourself. First, people will be uncomfortable. They'll call you selfish. They'll say you've changed. They'll accuse you of not caring. But here's the truth. They're not upset because you're selfish. They're upset because you're no longer available to be used. And that discomfort is theirs to manage, not yours to fix. Second, you'll start to see clearly who truly supports you, who only needed you, who celebrates your growth, who resents it. And that clarity, while painful, is a gift, because it shows you who deserves a place in your life and who doesn't. Third, you'll feel lighter, like you can finally breathe, because you've stopped carrying weight that was never yours to carry. You've stopped living for approval. You've stopped shrinking to make others comfortable. And in that space, you find yourself again. The real you. The one who's been buried under everyone else's expectations. Now, let's be clear about what thinking about yourself actually means. It doesn't mean being cruel. It doesn't mean ignoring people who need help. It doesn't mean never sacrificing or serving. It means making yourself the priority. Not the afterthought. Not the backup plan. Not the last person on the list. The priority. Because when you're strong, you can lift others. When you're healthy, you can care for others. When you're whole, you can help others heal. But when you're broken, burnt out, and running on empty, all you can do is survive. And survival is not the same as living. So think about yourself. Ask yourself daily, what do I need today? What will honor my peace? What will move me closer to my goals? What boundaries do I need to set? What energy do I need to protect? And then honor those answers. Not with guilt, not with apology, but with confidence. Because you deserve to be your own priority. You deserve to invest in yourself. You deserve to build a life that serves your vision, not everyone else's comfort. And the people who truly love you, they'll understand. They'll support it. They'll celebrate it. Because they want you to thrive, not just survive. And the ones who don't, they were never really for you in the first place. Now let's talk about what thinking about yourself actually creates. Not just for you, but for everyone around you. Because here's what most people don't understand. When you think about yourself, when you prioritize your own growth, your own peace, your own purpose, you don't become less valuable to others. You become more valuable. You become the person who has something real to offer. Not scraps. Not leftovers. Not the exhausted version of yourself that can barely function, but the best version, the strongest version, the version that's actually capable of making a difference. Think about it. Who inspires you more? The person who's constantly burnt out, complaining, barely holding it together? Or the person who's thriving, growing, living with intention? The answer is obvious. We're drawn to people who have taken responsibility for their own lives. People who have made themselves the priority. People who radiate strength, not because they're perfect, but because they've chosen to invest in themselves. That's what thinking about yourself creates. It creates a version of you that's worth following, worth learning from, worth being around. And here's the beautiful part. When you think about yourself, you give others permission to do the same. You model what it looks like to honor your own needs, to protect your own energy, to build a life that reflects your values, not everyone else's expectations. And that example, that quiet permission, can change someone's entire trajectory. So don't let anyone tell you that thinking about yourself is selfish. It's not. It's strategic. It's necessary. It's the most loving thing you can do for yourself and for everyone who will benefit from the best version of you. Now, let's talk about the daily practice. Because thinking about yourself isn't just a mindset. It's a habit, a discipline, a choice you make every single day. Start your morning by asking, what do I need today? Not what does everyone else need. Not what's on the to-do list. But what do you need? Rest, movement, silence, connection, growth. Whatever it is, honor it. Make space for it. Protect it. Throughout the day, check in with yourself. How am I feeling? What's draining me? What's filling me? And adjust accordingly. If a conversation is depleting you, end it. If a task is misaligned with your goals, delegate it or drop it. If an environment is toxic, leave it. You are not obligated to stay anywhere that diminishes you. You are not required to tolerate anything that steals your peace. You are allowed to choose yourself. Every single time. At the end of the day, reflect. Did I honor myself today? Did I protect my energy? Did I move closer to my goals? And if the answer is no, don't beat yourself up. Just commit to doing better tomorrow. Because thinking about yourself is not about perfection. It's about progress. It's about consistently choosing yourself over comfort, over approval, over the expectations of people who don't have to live your life. And over time, those small choices compound. They build a life that's truly yours. A life that reflects your values, your vision, your purpose. A life that doesn't apologize for taking up space. A life that doesn't shrink to make others comfortable. A life that stands tall, unapologetically, in its own truth. And that life, it's not selfish, it's sacred. So here's your final invitation. Think about yourself. Not just today, not just this week, but always. Make it your default, your foundation, your non-negotiable. Because the moment you stop thinking about yourself, The moment you make yourself the last priority, you lose. You lose your energy. You lose your clarity. You lose your purpose. And you lose the ability to show up as the person you're meant to be. So stop waiting for permission. Stop waiting for someone to tell you it's okay to put yourself first. No one is coming to give you that permission. You have to claim it. You have to decide right now that you matter, that your health matters, that your peace matters, that your growth matters, that your dreams matter. And then you have to live like it. Every single day, in every choice, in every boundary, in every moment where you're tempted to shrink, to people please, to sacrifice yourself for someone else's comfort. You have to choose yourself, not with guilt, not with apology, but with confidence, with clarity, with the deep knowing that you are worthy of your own attention, your own investment, your own love, because you are. You have always been. And it's time you started believing that. Think about your future. The future you're building with every choice you make. Is it the future you want? Or is it the future everyone else wants for you? Because those are two very different things. And only one of them will make you happy. Only one of them will make you whole. Only one of them will make you proud when you look back on your life. So choose wisely. Choose yourself. Choose the life that honors who you really are. Not who you think you should be. Not who others expect you to be. But who you truly are. Deep down. In the quiet moments when no one else is watching. That's the person worth thinking about. That's the person worth investing in. That's the person worth building a life around. Think about your legacy. What do you want to be remembered for? Being the person who always said yes? Being the person who never made waves? Being the person who sacrificed everything for everyone else and ended up with nothing for themselves? Or being the person who lived fully? Who honored their own path? Who built something real? Who showed others what it looks like to love yourself enough to prioritize your own growth? That's a legacy worth leaving. And it starts with thinking about yourself. Always. Not sometimes. Not when it's convenient. Always. When it's hard. When it's uncomfortable. When people push back. When guilt creeps in. When the old patterns try to pull you back. You think about yourself. You protect yourself. You honor yourself. Because no one else will do it for you. No one else can do it for you. This is your responsibility. Your privilege. Your power. And the moment you embrace it, everything changes. Your relationships become healthier. Your goals become clearer. Your energy becomes stronger. Your life becomes yours. Truly yours. Not a reflection of everyone else's wants and needs, but a manifestation of your own vision, your own values, your own purpose. And that is freedom. Real freedom. Not the freedom to do whatever you want without consequences, but the freedom to live in alignment with who you really are. The freedom to honor your own needs without guilt. The freedom to build a life that serves you so you can serve others from a place of strength. So let today be the day. The day you stop making yourself small. The day you stop apologizing for taking up space. The day you stop putting everyone else first and yourself last. Let today be the day you start thinking about yourself. Always. With intention. With love. With unwavering commitment to the person you're becoming. Because you are worth it. Every bit of effort. Every bit of energy. Every bit of love you've been giving away to everyone else. You deserve it all. And it's time you started giving it to yourself. Think about yourself. Honor yourself. Protect yourself. Invest in yourself. Love yourself. Not as an afterthought. Not as a last resort. But as the foundation of everything you do. Always. Because your life depends on it. Your peace depends on it. Your purpose depends on it. And the world needs the version of you that shows up when you finally made yourself the priority. Not the exhausted version. Not the resentful version. Not the depleted version. but the whole version. The strong version. The authentic version. That's the version worth building. That's the version worth protecting. That's the version worth thinking about. Always. So choose it. Today. Right now. This moment. Make yourself the priority. And watch how everything else falls into place. Your legacy begins the moment you decide you're worth thinking about. Always.